2,000 billion. At an average markup of 10%, lending institutions like the IMF and the World Bank earn an annual profit of $200 billion. What all this means is that forever and ever, the poorest countries of the world will keep their borrowed money. A study on Bangladesh foreign aid utilization shows that 75% of the amount goes back to donors to pay for experts, consultants, and equipment. We should not hesitate to accept the truth. If we have blindfolded ourselves or have ourselves become blind and refuse to see, then how can we see the truth? We are taught to fly in the air like birds and to swim in the water like fishes, but how to live on earth we don't know. Debt of different countries. Angola received an aid of 261 million and the debt service it paid was 1,144 million. Cameroon received an aid of 190 million and paid a debt service of 549 million. Kenya received aid for 195 million and paid a debt service of 716 million. Vietnam received an aid of 257 million and paid a debt service of 1,410 million. Interest makes the individual and the society selfish and greedy. It pushes for exploitation and increases the gap between the rich and the poor. Interest is also one of the key contributing factors for the current global financial crisis. The main effects of interest are instability, inefficiency, injudicious and low growth. The greatest enemy of knowledge is ignorance. This is the ultimate warning. Interest and money creation. Another inevitable problem with interest is that it encourages banks to create money out of thin air. Since banks are assured of getting their money back irrespective of the final outcome of the project it has financed, banks are encouraged to create credit as they will get their interest plus the principal. This leads all banks to compete amongst themselves in creating credit, which causes for their indebtedness in the society. Why are we over our heads in debt? Because we are laboring under a debt money system in which all our money is created in parallel with an equivalent quantity of debt that is designed and controlled by private bankers for their benefit. They create and loan money at interest and we get the debt. Patrick S.J. Carmack and Bill Still. The truth hurts, but that makes you understand the reality. Dr. Sharek Nisar. If Mr. A takes a loan of 100 grams of food grains with a compound interest of 10%, at the end of the first year it would become 110 grams by adding 10% interest. Then at the end of 5 years it would become 161 grams. Similarly, if we continue after 10 years, the debt of 100 grams will become 259 grams. Then, after 100 years, it becomes 1,378 kilograms. And amazingly, the debt of 100 grams become 49,700 trillion tons in 500 years, which then becomes 5.97 24 kg in the 695.2 year, which is equal to the mass of the earth. This calculation shows that how the burden of 100 grams becomes the weight equal to the mass of the earth as time passes away, giving only one option: suicide. This is the reality of interest. Let us choose the right option and lead a happy, prosperous, and peaceful life. Interest is like a termite. It destroys the economy slowly from inside. Only the outlook will look good and it will be hollow inside.
Basically, the human life is divided in two different aspects. One is the physical and materialistic aspect. The other is spiritual and moral aspect. The best combination of both aspects is required for the peaceful and successful survival of the humanity. Many times, moral aspects is crucial for protecting the individual and society from disaster.
A full fledged interest free economy is not yet a reality. It is a complex situation. Nevertheless, we should work towards an interest free economy to ensure social justice and equal access to opportunities for everyone in the world. An interest free economic system is only possible when the government carefully and systematically plans and implements the economic system of Islam. Political or state authority is essential to implement an Islamic economic system. An appeal to the governments of all countries to establish interest free banking in the country. This will address the root cause of the economic crisis and lead to its lasting resolution. The Government of India should draw lessons from the current economic crisis of global dimensions and shun the economic policies imposed by imperialist forces. Instead, equity and risk sharing should form the foundation of our financial system, repulsing interest and speculation.
Corruption and all immoral pursuits must be rooted out, even if they are economically lucrative. Some individual freedom may have to be sacrificed for the greater good of the society.
The solution of economic problems lies in fashioning the life of man according to the directives contained in the divine guidance, than in man-made systems that has many flaws and limitations that causes